Daddy, what's Hennessy?
It calms Daddy down when he's had a bad day. What's up, guys? Welcome to Kain Cast. I'm your host, Josh Kane, and joined with me today are my co-hosts, Araya Christine. Dylan Bennett. So we load up, we roll out, put it in drive, and push the pedal out down. Joseph Pepe. So wake me up, take me home, we'll leave this place. And joining us today is our guest, Jenea.
So we all met her last night at the show.
Yeah.
And we all got her name wrong.
We all got her name right.
I didn't. Everybody gets my name wrong.
Okay, sorry.
Can you say your name one more time
Jenea.
just for the episode?
Jenea.
Jenea.
And I get Jenna, Jenea.
Do you do the Forrest Gump thing?
Jenea.
That's how I tell people to remember it, is you have to think of Forrest Gump when he's trying to say Jenny. It's Jenea. Jenea.
I'm never
or
gonna
like
forget
peas
it
and
now.
carrots.
Jenea. See, that I can do.
It.
I can do that. Jenea. That's
This
awesome.
is my wife, Aria.
Aria. That's amazing. Well, how's your day going?
It's going.
That's awesome. It's good to have you in here. Well, I think we're going to start off today. I want to kind of talk about what was your start in music? Like, what got you into it? Let's go to the beginning.
Start in music.
Take us to the beginning.
The very beginning.
Yeah.
Well, I've been into music since I could pretty much talk. I was a choir girl, in school. My dad was a musician by hobby, so he liked to spend all of his money on music gear and then not really use it, which was great for me.
Nice.
But I actually really started in classical music, so I trained pretty much my whole life, and I ended up getting a degree in opera.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense. Oh my gosh.
There it is.
Yeah, so I, this world of, metal and such that I'm doing is wildly different than the majority of my start. But it's kind of like a sob story, though, because I trained forever in classical music. And then I was at the Lionel Hampton School of Music over in Moscow, Idaho, studying opera. And I'm like in my senior year where you start to like get ready to do auditions for companies and all of that jazz. And my mom's like, I want to give you a gift of, I'm going to go pay and get like your teeth cleaned and all this dental work because I had no insurance. I get my wisdom teeth pulled by this like crackpot dentist, and it severs my nerve, leaving my mouth permanently numb, my tongue like 80-90% numb, and just ended my opera career. Like,
are you serious?
Before it even started, just done.
God.
And it took years to relearn how to speak, and like, so I thought I was done with music after college.
Oh my God.
So I'm, I've 180'd it. Now, you can be a little lispy and, rock and metal and no one cares.
But I mean,
so.
you sound incredible.
Look at Ozzy. I mean, that guy can't even form an actual conversation. Sharon. Hey,
Well,
Sharon.
I mean, first off, your voice is incredible. So the opera thing, now that makes a ton of sense with given how much power and range you have. Like, I mean, just based off of even to go into one of your songs like Warhawk, I really like. There's a section where you go into it's much softer. I want to say midway through the song, like at 3 minutes and something, or is that it's somewhere in the middle? Mm-hmm. It's beautiful, but you go into this very haunting sound, and it's gorgeous. But then you can go back to that power metal type thing. Which
that's what we do in the Hunter too. Like I start out the Hunter with this like softness and. We're wrapping up the album right now, and we do a couple songs where I get into some like operatic whistle tone stuff to add some elements, add some Mariah Carey moments.
Nice. That's incredible.
Awesome.
Well, so that training though must have that must have really sparked a lot of inspiration, like to your styles vocally.
Yeah, absolutely. I bring it into just about everything that I'm doing. I go back to that training, but I also like I worked with this. Russian vocal instructor for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And I hear his voice. He's very, very intense. I hear his voice in my head a lot of
times. Did he have like a whip or something?
Yeah, he's like, in Russia, we do not scream when we sing. So I just like, I feel shamed sometimes when I'm breaking the rules. I'm like,
when you're adding false chords?
He's going to find me.
He's going to find you.
He's going to find me.
I know that you're in that band.
I definitely got to say something about that. There's, it's like there are rules that you should break. And that's what makes the song unique.
Absolutely.
And it's like, okay, we can play it by the book the whole time. I played with some musicians that like, you start playing something that's a little bit odd to them, and they're like, nope, not doing it. It's and it's like, why are you stifling yourself
No,
like that?
I love breaking all the rules, and I feel like in Hangfire, that's kind of what we're doing. People ask me like, what kind of subgenre? I was like, I don't know. It's melodic power metal with country undertone. I'm not really sure what we're doing. I'm
it's
breaking
Hangfire.
It's Hangfire.
We play gospel core.
It's like operatic metal. Kind of, too, right?
Yeah, but we're not doing that either because, people hear, oh, she has an opera thing. She's probably going to do, that, like, bring that in the whole time. Like, no, I'm gritty. I'm gritty and I'm powerful. And I have, like, little moments of that.
Yeah. Kind of like Hailstorm.
Really.
I can, the Hailstorm vibe, especially with some of the false chord stuff or whatever you want to call it, like, the grit.
Yeah.
I have a very gritty voice generally when I sing, but it's crazy, like, to hear the diversity too, because you also have like your solo stuff, like
which is wildly different than Hangfire.
Yeah. Dude, it's incredible though. Like to be able to cross into both barriers. Like, first of all, so tell us like a little bit of how you got into Hangfire, because this is relatively new, right?
That's a fun story.
Yeah. Take us there.
So I had essentially been like in cover band hell for 7 years.
Oh.
So I was in like a 90s alt rock Kitsap cover band. I was just doing that for fun because I felt like after the whole nerve thing happened, like I was like kind of done with like thinking I could do something real with music. So I was just, messing around and having a good time. And then they fired me.
They fired you?
Yeah, because I had wanted to get gastric bypass and like work on my health and like was going to be down for a few months as I like relearn how to eat and function, and like it was not going to be easy to sing and go through this process.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to wait, so
They're lost.
yeah, I was like, that's fine, worked out. But eventually I was like midway through kind of my recovery from that, and I just I was looking on Facebook and I saw this ad, which was my drummer Shannon, and they had made like an instrumental of what was now Thunder. Like, we're looking for an 80s male power metal vocalist. I was like, hi, I'm none of these things.
I'm none of these things.
But like we should see what's up. And they ignored me and did not respond, which was hilarious. And so I took that instrumental and I stole it off the internet. And then I wrote what is now Thunder. So the lyrics, the melody, recorded it, and then sent it to them.
Wow, that's super
And
cool.
Shredder, my guitarist, was like, okay,
Okay,
like
this is kind of killer.
that's
So
not the vibe, but that's really interesting.
Wait, his name's Shredder?
Sean, he goes by Shredder.
Oh,
yeah.
wait, like, are you talking about like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so everyone thinks it's Shredder because of like the guitar. No, it's
That's
it's
sick,
Ninja
that's
Mutant
sick.
Yeah,
Turtles.
he's the one that's teaching everybody else, right?
Oh,
yeah.
for sure. And so he sent me what's now the Hunter, which he's like, I'm going to test this chick out because it's really heavy and there's not a lot of like clues on what melodically could be happening. He's like, you'll probably just do some oohs and ahs and we'll keep it mostly instrumental. They'd been an instrumental band for 3 years.
Right.
And so I came up with the vocals and the storyline for the Hunter, and he's like, all right, this is dope. And it became a thing, and I wrote 5 lyrics and vocal melodies in about 2 weeks and joined them at the Hard Rock for a show. I was like, I just joined you, let me write something really, really fast because I really want to sing at the Hard Rock. They were just going to play instrumentally, and so I snuck in there and did a short set with them, and it just kind of
That's
happened
incredible.
really quick.
Oh my
dope.
gosh.
It's sad that venue just went down.
I know
Yeah.
it did.
Oh,
It
that's
did. We
right.
played there in the summer too, and it was like hotter than Satan's asshole. I don't know if you've ever played there in the summer, but like
It's
I
been a
wanted
couple
to
years
die.
since I played there.
I wanted to die.
Yeah.
Cool spot.
Cool
And it was kind
spot.
of like a bucket list thing to be able to sing and like have that logo behind me, and I just
Yeah,
I felt like
that's
a total
freaking
rock star.
badass. Well, this is incredible. I mean, just the fact that this happened so quickly too, like, is just
Yeah,
astonishing.
I mean, we've only been together. It's been a year, like last week, since I responded to their ad. So, it's not
what
even
what a milestone! Like, we need to just like post like a year ago now.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Well, we're gonna be right back. We're gonna take a quick commercial break, and Are you tired of your drummer's stick slipping? Are you sick of every show the drumstick flies in the audience and hits someone in the face? Introducing Drum Goo.
Apply generously. Lather and grip. Now you're ready to rock.
Ever since my drummer's gotten drum goo, his grip has been impeccable.
Ingredients include sulfates, parabens, and your mother's toe jam.
Extra sticky.
This'll do the trick. Just give your drummer some grip.
Oh no, I think I'm stuck.
Here, let me help you.
On the chance that this stuff might cement and harden, and you're hard for more than 4 hours, call a doctor.
A dab of goo will do. Is keeping your drummer in time tricky? Get some drum goo. Keep him sticky.
Now on sale for $420.69.
No drummers were harmed in the making of this skit.
Hi guys, welcome back to Canecast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all the things.
Everything up here.
Everything up here. Right here. We are back with our guest, Jenea. I think I said it right. I did the Forrest Gump.
Terrible. You're like the one person that's
can't do it.
never gonna right.
Never gonna.
Someone else say it.
Jenea.
Jenea.
It's not that hard.
Jenea.
It's
I know.
Jenea, okay?
Jenea. I love it. I love
I know
it.
how you feel, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I bet you do.
I've struggled with it my whole life.
We used to call her Aria, right? Was that the thing?
Uriah.
Aria.
We just call her A-Dog.
I just
What's
don't even
up?
correct people.
I just
anymore.
call her-
Call me whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I pretty much
call her
just
Rai
let it
Sharda.
ride.
Just
It's
let her
fine.
ride. It's awesome. Well, we were just talking about, kind of, your upcoming, like how you went from, training in opera and then your musical journey all the way to Hangfire. This has been cool.
Yeah.
So what's been your best and worst show so far?
Best and worst show.
Give us the juice in it.
And it could be, it could be one of those things where like you even played a good show, but the thing was like something in the background might have been
Maybe the
going
experience,
wrong.
the promoter,
the
or
experience, or
sound check
I
didn't go
think
right.
My best show so far. So it was so we did the Hard Rock, but I mean that was a scramble. Like I had just like whipped out in like 2 weeks some songs, and it was just like a brief moment. But our first big show was just a few weeks later at something called Rivera Fest, which is like a 3-day metal festival in the middle of nowhere, Oregon.
Okay.
That's like. I was like, some guy hosts it. It's like his house. I was like, okay, this is going to be, this small It was like a big professional production. Hemlock came out and like all of these amazing metal bands. It was like summer camp for metalheads. It was like the most wholesome but not wholesome thing in the entire world. And we were playing, they had booked the show when they were still an instrumental band. And so Friday was supposed to be like female fronted Friday. So all these amazing female fronted bands. We were on Thursday. And so it was the only female-fronted band, and they didn't even know that Hangfire had a singer. And so it was like, surprise, here I am. And no one knew who we are or what we were doing, obviously, because we had just gotten started. And there was all these people, they were all hiding from the heat. So there's like no one in front of the stage. And I like got off in my little like sparkle outfit, and I'm like running around with my wireless mic, just like screaming at people to get out of their tent and come watch me. And so I like corralled this like group of people to come, and then we put on our set. And by the end of the 3-day festival, people were still coming to us saying, like, hands down, like, your set was our favorite of the entire festival. And people remembered us. And, like, that was so exciting for me because, like, I was not only new to the band, but, like, brand new to the genre. I felt like I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. These are people that have been listening to the genre their whole life. And, like, here's this random girl in sparkles on stage at a metal festival, like, trying to beg people to come watch her sing. And people kept coming to us the whole time, just being like you're our favorite, and it was just such a cool moment.
Well, that determination too to get people involved. I mean, people feed off of that energy. So I was like, that's an incredible. That's some boss ass energy.
Yeah,
right
I remember
there.
this one guy came up to me afterward, and he was just like, all I just remember was this like little sparkle thing like coming at me, like, get out here and watch me. And he was like, yes ma'am, yes ma'am.
Can I touch on that a little bit?
Yeah.
So, like, back in the day, when
You don't get to talk.
You don't get to talk.
no mansplaining here. Yeah, no. So back in the day, like, I kind of miss, having like the physical tickets and actually like passing flyers out and all that kind of stuff. We'd go to the White River Amphitheater, and like, I was kind of a little shelled at the time, but my buddy Jess, he would always just be like, look, you're going to take these tickets and you're going to go and talk to this group of people. And he just pointed like and he pointed at this big group of Samoans. I'll never forget. And I was just like, oh my God, all right. I walked right up to him and was like, hi guys. So I'm going to play a show, blah, blah. And they just welcome me in, and you just start talking to people and networking like that. But I definitely miss like the the physicality of it, like, and just talking to
Word of
somebody
mouth,
instead of like,
camaraderie.
Facebook, we have an event, just come out to our thing. And it's like, it's so tough to promote with people nowadays. Cause
and I'm essentially doing that. Like I do the social media thing and I do it hard. I mean, I have people send me messages that are like, I don't know what you've done to Facebook, but all I see is your content. I was like, yeah, I've convinced it that like you need me. But I go to shows almost every single weekend. I'm at different venues, different shows, supporting different bands because I want people to see my face in person.
Yeah.
I want, bookers to see me in person. I'm mingling with everybody I can possibly meet in person because you just can't beat that element of when you can really talk to someone and like share your stories and connect with them.
Yeah, there's no substitute for being so personable and in front of someone's face, especially when it comes to art.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Having that conversation is really important.
Well, and they want to see you in general. You
Yeah.
know? They're gonna like, and just speaking with somebody like, oh, we're both human, like, kind of thing. I think that's very important.
When there's something about having that like intimacy, like in person, and showing your support too, because all the local people are like, "Oh my god, this person was at my show. This is so cool!" Like,
Yeah,
I
people
think it's so
are like, I love
important.
Josh,
yeah.
but like I hate him in person. He's just such an asshole.
Yeah, we all hate each other.
we all hate each other
so much.
so much.
Yeah, I
baby.
think that's what I like about the scene so much right now, and I'm new to it, and I'm kind of getting to know it. But it just seems like this amazing community of folks that all come out and they support each other, and I've been having a great time so far, like within that. And I'm in like multiple. There's like the Seattle scene, the Vancouver and Portland scene, and we're so like widespread that I'm like I have like 4 different hometown scenes.
Yeah, you're traveling a lot, right?
Constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I live in my little hybrid.
When you're like the little drive here, like was like an hour and a half, I think, right? For
It
you
was
to get
closer
here.
to 2 hours.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, that's
Oh
right. You
my
live in
gosh.
Oregon?
No, I'm over in Kitsap County, but my guitarist is over in Vancouver, and my other guys are in Lacey, Olympia area.
Oh, wow.
So we're
Whoa.
all
That's
like
some dedication right there.
widespread, and
wow.
so we rehearse. We drive like Shredder drives like 2 hours from Vancouver. I drive 2 hours from Kitsap, and we rehearse. But sometimes I have to go over to Vancouver all the time, and we have a pretty large Portland following, so I'm playing Portland all the time.
Right there in itself, it just shows your dedication and stuff to the art.
Yeah. I'll
Sit in
drive
traffic.
anywhere for a good show.
So to even touch back on the show thing, so do you have like kind of like a highlight list of maybe 3 that you really liked? Did you have a show maybe that you didn't like as much as the others?
Shows
or,
that I didn't like.
or an experience? It doesn't. Maybe,
I just had one actually.
Okay.
That I didn't. I mean, the show is okay. We were playing. Am I allowed? Should I say the venues? Like I feel weird.
you
say whatever
you
you
can say
like.
whatever you want.
We can bleep it. We
And
can
if you'd
bleep it
like,
out,
you don't
too.
even have to tell us the venue. You can tell us the experience
No,
that you
okay,
had.
yeah, I was playing a show and I had been promoting it really, really hard. We don't have a very large following in Tacoma yet, so kind of working on Tacoma.
Yeah.
So we're like pushing it. And I was really excited about the show. And the turnout was a little lower than expected, but I'm still like jazzed. I'm sitting in like the green room right before we're about to go on stage. And I was also really excited to be headlining. Like headlining is a little new to me. And so I was like, it's
happening.
This is my show.
This is my show, baby.
People are here for me.
Yes.
I
That was so cute.
That's Josh all the time.
He's like, we're playing first.
Don't tell anybody that I talk like this, though.
And Shredder hates headlining, like hates it. But I was like, shut up, we're doing it. I need the attention. It's fine. So I was like really stupid excited. So I'm like sitting backstage in my like little sparkle outfit, and I'm like just about to go on. And this like band comes in through the load-in door, and they're like, "Where do we put our gear? We're playing after you." And I was like, "Hi, who are you?" And so this band came and like crashed our set.
A last minute.
I guess they were playing at a venue next door, and like I don't know, there wasn't anyone there. They didn't want to play there, and so they had I guess asked the venue, but
yeah,
like
no.
the venue was like, "Sure, come on in." That no one talked to
I have a
me, and
feeling
so
I
these
know
guys just
venue.
start loading their gear in. And they're like, "Yeah, well, we're gonna play after you." Like, no, is it okay? Like, I would have said yes because I'm a team player. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine. Like, it was fine.
But
And
it's a little awkward.
They were amazing.
But
Like, they're
they
really good.
They threw the stick in the spoke,
Yeah,
Like,
but like I was just like, oh, okay. So like, I like all these people showed up, and like I was like, I essentially just warmed up for these other dudes, and like it felt really uncomfortable to me. I was like, is that normal for
It's definitely not
people just to show up and be like, hey,
it's
we're
not.
playing
No.
your set that you've promoted and we're just gonna mooch off like
Yeah,
your work.
I would
weird.
I'd feel the same way, to be honest with you, because I'm very like, hey, this is how the show's structured, and this is how things are gonna go, because you kind of have the idea in your head, like this is how the show's gonna go, and the last minute things get added in, it can mess things up immensely. If that situation, it kind of was like, well, okay, they're just gonna come right. If they were like going before you, that would have been a bigger problem, because it's like, well, you're pushing us back. Like I'm all about timing. Everything's got to be on schedule. We actually had a situation similar where, but different in a way of the opener brought an opener for him, and we didn't know. He gets on stage like, what's up, guys? This is my opener. And we're just like,
they get their own opener.
yeah, I'm like, who is this guy? He's not added to the bill.
opener
First of all,
getting
I'm
the
not
opener for an
splitting the
opener?
pie
I
with
remember
someone that
that.
didn't sell anything. That's a whole nother thing. But I
So
would
did
feel
the
weird.
venue? Did the venue just let them in, or
Apparently, no one talked to me, so I still don't know like
so you guys have like
why they did that, or
So
and again,
weird.
it was fine. I still would have said yes. I just thought it was weird that like no one talked to me, and I'm like about to go on, and it just like sucked the energy out of my lungs of just like, who are these people, and like
Well,
am I
you're-
splitting the pay with you? Like I don't understand how this is working.
And those are important questions, I think, that are totally
And-
fair to ask.
Yeah, and I was like, and I had worked my butt off, and like
you're headlining the show. I mean, like you guys already have it figured out. You guys probably have like 3 or 4 bands already on the bill, right?
yeah,
I
and there were a
mean,
touring band, and I get it. They just want to play, great venues. And again, they would have been welcome. It was just a weird experience, and it just kind of shook my confidence.
And
a
that was the
little.
first time this has happened, something like that. Like this
Yeah,
totally
and I was
new
like,
feeling.
Is this normal? Like, is this okay? Should I go talk to the band? Like, I didn't know what to do or how to navigate it, and I get stressed easily.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It's like for me, I'm very like, okay, this is like I was saying earlier. It's very like, okay, the show's planned out already. I don't want to add any weird things on, and to
Yeah.
have that thrusted on you can be very stressful. Obviously, like, okay, yeah, go ahead. I guess hop on right after us because we're done with our set. But then it's just kind of like a random thing, and then it's like, am I splitting the pay with someone? Because that'd be the first thing.
Yeah.
Like, so you're adding a band. This is just them like having fun, right? Because already, as I think all of us know, that a lot of the times these promoters don't pay out well. The show. These venues don't pay out well.
Well, that's why you need to have like contractual agreements.
Yeah, so that's
I'm
some-
learning that lesson.
So that's
Yes. We have
something
to
I
do
would
that.
love to send you a few examples of
I
what we
would
currently
love some of
because
them,
it
yeah.
has saved. We had a really bad experience.
Well, there's been times where I won't name the person or anything like that, but they go, I'm going to buy a bunch of equipment with all the money, and we're going to, like it's for the show. No, I'm buying the equipment with
that's
that,
fine.
and then it's getting out of our cut of everything, and it's like, what are
Yeah.
you talking about?
Adding in-
Absolutely. Like
Yeah,
why? And you don't even need
that comes
this
out of your
equipment.
own budget.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Like if I buy
Putting on a good
$5,000 Les Paul, is that coming out of the show fund?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
We've
It's
had
coming out of the show fund. It's going to be for the show, I swear.
no, we've
You know?
had weird
Yeah,
stuff
I
like that where it's like we're here to play a show. We're not here to pay for venues, equipment, or anyone
And
else's
I
stuff.
think that's like a respect thing too.
Yeah.
Like we need to. The thing is, like, how long have you been playing? You said like forever, right?
Yeah, I've been a
Like,
musician forever,
look,
but
your
new
whole-
to this particular scene.
The
Exactly.
thing is, you aren't just chump change, anymore.
Yeah.
It's and you need to respect yourself, and that's what we need to
Absolutely.
start doing as musicians. Is not let these promoters just get down on us and
100%.
like do whatever the they want.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
I'm still learning like the art of exactly what they do
Yeah.
and like why it's
exactly.
like I have
Why-
I
yeah.
keep having this experience where these promoters, and it's been a lot of different promoters where they're taking a significant portion of the
Yeah.
funds,
Exactly.
but
Yep.
they're like, who
Dude.
do you want on the bill? So I'm the one reaching out to all of these bands trying to find a band to be on the bill. I put together
doing
the
all the
bill.
work.
I do all the work. I promote the stuff. I'm putting money into advertising. I'm
They're
doing
not
all of
doing
this
that
stuff.
either.
Any of that,
They're-
yeah.
They aren't.
It's
personally.
And then at
literally
the end of the
name.
night, they get more of a cut than I do. I'm like,
Yep.
but what
Yep.
did you do other than the fact that you had a hold at the venue? So now
Yep.
I've been booking the majority of our shows by getting my own holds at venues. I go around promoters, and I'm taking the role myself for a big
That's
chunk
what
of
more
that.
Let
musicians
me get a high
are
five
doing.
that
Yeah.
way because
Yeah.
that is the biggest power
I'm
move.
gonna do it my damn self.
And more bands should know about this. The difference between the talent buyer and a promoter, and how all those entities work. Bypassing the promoter, already you're going to make a lot more money because if you can even
Absolutely.
work something out with the bar, like, hey, we want to play your venue, you already have to have a guy that finds bands. Well, guess what? You don't need him. You got
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
and you put it together. Because at the end of the night, it's kind of weird when you're like, okay, so there's 300 people in attendance. Tickets were $20 a pop. That's a good portion of the change. And then they come at the end of the night and they're like, hey, here's $100
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
oh,
and
by the way,
it seems
$100 a
ridiculous.
split.
here's a
between 4
discounted
or
drink
5
ticket for
people.
a $10 PBR. Like, I'm like, this is some.
Yeah, it's like a pizza party they throw at work.
Yeah,
you know?
we're
Like,
like-
you've been working so hard. We did this for you guys.
Yeah,
Here you
here's
go.
a pizza.
I find it wild that bare minimum that the band is not being treated with drinks and food and
Anything.
like if you're not gonna pay me, then like
Give me some.
you should show up and like at least treat me like I'm an artist. I'm here to perform. Like there needs to be some hospitality.
I just
Absolutely.
brought
There's
$20,000 worth of shit to your
Well,
venue.
and then at the end of the night, this is something that actually me and Wyatt we even talked about last time. Is getting their the entire like mock-up of not the mock-up, but like how much the bar made the night. That
Yeah.
if the bar like what were your bar sales? Because it's okay to ask that because you can use that in future negotiations with any venue,
Absolutely.
and that's something that we do now because it's like we're going to bring this amount on average in sales. And so the least you could do is not insult us by not giving us either a guarantee. And that's the thing too,
Yeah.
is guarantees or door deals. Figuring that thing out is key. And I already like you guys are so talented and you yourself have already been in this industry, one perfecting your talent. You went to college, right? But you've already got everything that you need. Now it's like it's your time to build your brand and to not take shit from anyone.
And in my day job life, I'm like a business executive, and so like I know how to function in this world, and so like I'm doing a lot of the promoting and marketing, and doing all of this legwork that I think some bands may need more help in that arena, but I'm trying to lean on some of my skills to ensure that like we get the momentum that we need, and I think that's why we've seen such quick momentum. Is like I'm not wasting time waiting on other people to help me. I'm just like I'm gonna get it done.
Bingo.
I'm gonna meet the venue owners, and I'm gonna like
there you
just
go.
get in there and figure it out, because I think a lot of bands they wait. Someone's gonna offer me a show.
No,
Someone's gonna ask.
someone's
I'm like,
gonna
nah.
someone's gonna discover me in a
not
cafe.
like it was back in the day. It's
not.
like,
No.
it's like you bring an 8-ball and then
Oh my-
no, I'm serious.
No,
like,
no,
in
yeah.
the 80s, it was like, yeah, we got all this cocaine,
Get a record
and
deal.
you should
yeah.
sign us to your label, and they'd be like, yep, all right, you're in.
You're
You
in,
know,
brother.
It's not like that anymore. It's like, how many
And now
followers
we
do you
know-
have?
Yeah,
How
you
many
have to
plays
present
are you
yourself
getting?
a very specific
Yeah.
way.
Yeah,
now we have our
branding
own
is you
cocaine.
could be the best band on the planet, but if your
It's
brand
called
isn't
Josh
there,
Kane.
Josh Kane, oh my gosh. Well, and that's the thing too. It's like you're
Josh
building your
Kane's
brand
Kane, dude.
that has to kind of stand out. And a lot of bands right now too, they do this thing where they put no effort into the business model or even
Hurts my
building.
soul.
Yeah, because they don't realize. I'm like, look, we're in the age of content creation, and
Yeah.
the unfortunate part of that is you have to be everywhere, and you have
Yeah.
to constantly have these things coming out because they'll never find you when the algorithm's against you in the beginning. But you need people to be able to get something tangible, to be able to like follow behind something.
Well, that's what caught my eye with you guys. I was instantly taken by your production and the sound quality. I was like, okay, I'm going to listen to this. There's a band around here doing
Yeah,
this.
it's
Yeah.
not in,
Okay.
in the garage. You
Your
can
videos
tell,
are great. To everything.
Thank you.
Everything looks.
Yeah, I'm
Top shelf.
very passionate about the idea. If I'm gonna put something out, like it needs to be top notch, professional, and just that way people from the second we started, I was like, we need professional photography, we need a beautiful website, we need a single that is really well produced, and we need video content that like matches that energy, so that the first thing people experience from us is something that's really curated and exactly what I want our brand to be from the moment we started. And I
Yeah.
think that made a huge
That's super
difference.
important.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
what makes you marketable too.
Yeah.
Like you're just unmarketable without that element.
Someone's like, I'm just gonna post this thumbnail of SpongeBob as our profile picture
and that's one of those things too. It's like musicians, God bless our hearts, but the thing is, like, we're so ready to just get on stage. We're so ready to just play in
No,
front
you need
of people
content. You
and
need
like.
good quality music.
But yeah, you
and-
have to. The thing is, like, when we started doing what we were doing, it was like, we need the merch, we need the CD, we need like something to sell.
The website
And
has
the
got to
thing
be
is,
there
like,
and ready because the second they hear your name, who is this?
And
they-
we already
Absolutely.
like the first show we played. It was like a battle of the bands, but it was like there was a bunch of people there, and we like promoted the shit.
and
out
we
of
already
it.
had stuff like
And we already
ready,
had
so
stuff
people
ready
could
to go.
hop on it and
Exactly.
Yeah,
just
they hear your
understand.
first song and they look you up and like, oh, these guys are the real deal. Like they're they're ready to go.
Yeah.
And half the time I tell my guys is like, I'm doing the Lady Gaga strategy. I don't know if you know that, like, before she was famous, she pretended that she was already this like pop star thing. So like, she would hire people to like security to walk behind her, limos. No one knew who she was. And she had this whole strategy of like, I am someone worth paying attention to. And I'm like, I am going to Lady Gaga the shit out of this.
I love that.
And so I'm just like, I am established and like worth following.
Dude, let's get some security, dude.
Let's get some security.
I have security,
See?
which is a new need, but
you probably have security actually for several reasons that maybe
all of the reasons.
Yeah, I think that you know what? Why don't we go into
let's talk about
fans. Let's talk about our experiences with great fans and maybe some.
Now I wish I could drink.
So I was
like, I'm gonna take a shot of my Gatorade.
Take a shot of your Gatorade. Actually, you know what? We need some
Use your
wine.
imagination.
I guess before we do this, quick commercial break. Subscribe, like, share, and drum gear.
Attention. New merch item alert. Go on to joshkmusic.com and get yourself a JK mug. Yeah, fill that up with your favorite brew, whether that be whiskey, coffee, or Mountain Dew.
Or maybe some water.
While you're there, don't forget to check out all our other merch options, such as t-shirts, hoodies, posters, and so much more.
We're back, guys.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe.
You
King
better.
Cast, you better.
Licka.
And,
will
all right, I think you had a
live.
point that we wanted to go over. Let's talk.
yeah,
Let's get back into it.
I was just gonna ask, who does your engineering? Do you guys have do you have a team of?
Yeah.
Or do you guys do in-house? Do you guys send
No,
stuff out for mixing and mastering?
Yeah, so
or-
we're actually in studio this week at Robert Lang Studios doing
Oh.
the instrumental. And then we do vocals and mixing and mastering with Anthony Corso.
I love him.
Hell yeah.
I love him too, and he's close to me in Kitsap County, which is super convenient. So he did the vocals for our 4 singles, 3 of them which are released. Last one will come out.
Hell
this
yeah.
summer.
Shout out Anthony.
And he did my solo EP as well, which was a blast. So he does great work.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's kind of our method right now.
cool.
is we
Shout
get
out to
the
Anthony, though.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Anthony.
Anthony.
For being
Good
an
work.
amazing human being.
The best.
But so we were at Jazz Bones a little while back, and he, it was so weird. I went up to him, and he was wearing the same bracelet as me, and I was like, the
Twinsies.
bracelet that Josh is wearing right now.
We all got it.
So he's wearing that. I'm like, oh, dude, no way. And then I looked at his hand, and he's wearing the same Lord of the Rings. The ring that I'm wearing
And then,
too.
dude, it was crazy. He pulled his pants down in the same boxer.
And then they fell in love.
And they're both about 5.5
like
inches at the same
Oh
time.
yeah, we busted out the tape measure. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys had the same. Hold on, you had the same ring.
Same jewelry
We
on
had
and
the same
everything.
everything. Yeah, it was like
Now they're besties.
What?
Wait, who's your mama?
Who's your mama?
Wait, we have the same mom.
That's such a funny thing. He's a great guitarist and just a person too. Like that's amazing. So you get to use your solo stuff with him for the
Yeah.
vocal engineering part. So is this all the mastering going to him or?
Yeah, so I do a lot of for my solo stuff, I kind of do the mixing and mastering of the instrumentals myself. I partner with other producers or friends and musicians and sample, and so every song's a little bit different on how I create those ones, but then he brings it all together and does vocals, and I love working with him because he like speaks my language, and there's not a lot of people I've been with where I can dive into like music theory and like he gets it and like create these amazing harmonies. I'm
He's
like,
very knowledgeable.
He's like,
speak my language.
That's the thing too. It's like a lot of people, a lot of music. You'll find too that a lot of musicians, like especially guitar players, seem to have this curse where they don't know like a ton of music theory. Like you explain, them, all right, guys, we need to harmonize with. But
Don't look at me when you say that.
I'm not looking at you. No, Joe's not. Joe knows. Joe knows what he's doing.
It rhymes with schmo.
Yeah, no. Joe knows what he's doing. No, but that's the thing too. There's a lot of times, especially with your classical training, like you're gonna have those nuances and language that you'll be able to say, like, oh, I want to be able to do. Let's play it in this mode.
Yeah.
or let's. And then they're like, what's a mode?
yeah.
Yeah, Anthony's kind of like power metal Jesus.
He calls my harmonies like Jesus choir. So
First off, though,
It
they
makes
are
me
though.
happy.
Let's be real. The
Gospel core.
Hearing the production, like all of the vocal harmony, is incredible. Like that's. I'm just gonna keep going back to that one section, like I said, Warhawk, where it breaks down, and it's just like I feel like I'm in a room sipping on a bottle of bourbon, and it's just it's heavenly. I will always keep going.
Yeah, you
back
come
to
in on that song really strong too. I like that.
It starts powerful, but then like I said, it's that break, and because I'm a sucker for like breaking off and going a little soft. It's the best.
We do a lot of that on that.
We know
album.
I was waiting for your comment.
God. You guys took that moment and
He's
ruined
a
it.
softie.
Introducing Drum Goo. Anyway, so
that's kind of like Shredder's
Are you
specialty
soft?
is like we go really heavy, and then he loves these moments where it breaks down into these like lovely melodic moments, and then gets really heavy again. And so a lot of the album kind of follows some of that breakdown, and it's always a little bit different, but I super dig it.
I do like his, especially with like the guitar solo work on the album. They are very melodic, and I really like that his approach to his guitar playing, like especially when it goes into solos, the way that he's like playing through the scales in there. Like I like his note choices; they're very nice.
He plays beautifully, and he'll get mad at me for saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I keep giving him shit because when we're on stage, I was like, vibe with me. Like I'm in head to toe rhinestones and like flailing around. I was like, just look at me once.
Look at
like
me
just
once.
let's do so. He's like, do you see what I'm playing? Do you see how complicated this is? I'm like, yes, I do. You're amazing. I get it. But
Look into my eyes.
Find a moment where like we can dance.
Yes.
So I'm working on it.
You got
and,
it.
You'll
get him. Like,
he's such an incredible player that like I get it. Like what he's doing is not easy, and what he's writing for us is really complex, and which I totally understand, and I am convinced that I will find a way to get him to vibe.
You'll break him out of the
with
cage.
me.
Just make sure not to headbang into his guitar.
Yeah, don't headbang his guitar.
Oh, that happens.
You just do what I did to Josh. You
We
just
played
reach around and
Spanish
stick your
ballroom.
finger up there.
And then make him talk.
Start moving, boy.
Well, to bring it back really quick, I wanted to go over what's like, your experience and hanging out with fans, or like, maybe dealing with great fans or people
being a front woman in the scene right now, it's like, it's definitely, it's got to be different for you.
Yeah, it's been both like the most incredible experience of my life and absolutely the hardest thing that I've ever gone through. And like I feel like I'm right now specifically, I'm in this moment where I personally have grown like as a personal brand really, really fast. I think I went from like 300 friends on Facebook to 4,800 in a matter of like 3.5 weeks.
It's insane.
And and I blew up on TikTok, and so like I had suddenly all of these eyes were on me and people responding. And at first I was like, this is so cool. Like people think I'm famous, and like people are messaging me, and I get messages like, I saw you out at a show and I was too shy to talk to you because I was like such a fangirl, and I was like, that's
You are
amazing.
famous.
Yeah.
And like and I love that, but like on the flip side, I've been getting a lot of people that are like borderline obsessive and
creepy.
I get probably 10 to 15 penises a day in my DMs.
Remember your idea though. You were telling me, and this was hilarious, that when you were dealing with these, you were gonna make a throne picture.
Okay, no. So
Let me hear. Tell me how, guys. This is a marketing 101. This is how you take something negative and turn it into positive.
Yeah, I was thinking it would be funny. Those photos that are made up of like a million little tiny photos.
Yeah.
And they create like one larger photo.
A bunch of dicks.
So like I want to make like an album cover of like me on a throne, like a goddess, and it's made up of all of the penises that I've been sent. So I started a Dropbox, and I saved all of them.
This is genius.
So
You're
that
gonna
I
get
can
more
create-
now, just so you know.
Please
You just
don't
asked
say
for
that.
more. You just asked for more.
There's
Somebody's
never-
like, I want to be on the front of this cover.
Your email at this point.
Yeah.
They're never even good. Like I don't know why they get sent. But
Does this one look like my nose?
okay, I got one that I liked.
One that you liked.
I did. I got one that I liked.
Okay.
And it was on Christmas.
It was on Christmas. Okay,
It was on Christmas. It was a Christmas dick.
Feliz
and he put a
Navidad.
little Santa hat on.
No, he did. What?
I about died laughing.
The beard on the balls? Tell me to the beard on the balls.
No.
Hey, comment if you're this man.
By the way,
Cheers to that.
Dropbox, dick pic Dropbox right here.
There's
Cockbox.
That's the expected one. But I also get weird things where like people like write me songs and like sing at me in personal messages, like not like good songs, but like kind of creepy songs. I've had people write
Every
me rap.
move you make.
Yeah.
I had one person write me a rap about like how my skin reminded them of like Lana Del Rey. It just like it gets weird.
That's
Jenea, do you want to see my
And then-
Wene?
I watched you through
your window last night.
And like really recently, I was getting ready for a show in Tacoma and marketing it really heavily, and it was like in that moment where I think I was like on everybody's feed and like getting that and getting a lot of attention. And I'm my brand, I'm kind of building this like sexy, powerful metal goddess thing, and like I'm leaning into like I'm empowered by my body, and like I'm not trying to. I feel like some people say like it's my fault. Like I'm getting this attention because I'm putting myself out there as like leaning into
That's so fucking
sexuality.
weird.
But I'm like, you know what? Like I'm not. don't have permission to like be gross to me.
They're
just
making
because
the
you
choice.
attractive.
Yeah,
You have never
Yes,
said
yeah.
that you want to see their wiener.
No.
Yeah,
no.
you've never been
is
like, by
just
the way,
number
Dropbox.com.
They are making the
Yeah.
choice to be
It's they're
creepy.
solicited.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
recently, I'm getting ready for this show, and I got a message from somebody that had like, they sent me a picture of a knife, and it said this would look really pretty on you, and I was like, that.
Drop
Yeah,
their name
drop
right
their
now.
name right now.
So
We'll
it's like
find 'em.
like burner profile
Oh,
with
it's a
like
burner.
nothing on there. So I report, I block. And I was like, that kind of shook me. I was like, that was
Some
weird.
dark stuff.
Next day, same like it's like an American flag picture and like
Oh my
empty
gosh.
profile.
Of course.
A new one comes up and says like, just some really maybe you can do some screenshots of the messages, but like essentially that he like is gonna come to my shows and like. He's like, I can't wait to see
Oh my
you in
God.
Tacoma, babe. And I was like, that's a little creepy.
Yeah.
I just got
And
shivers.
so like
That's terrifying.
I was getting daily, messages from this person that they were like they were violent in content and obsessive, and I got scared. And it's like I reached out to some friends in the scene, and they're like, oh no. So like
No. Security.
yeah,
Stuff.
yeah.
It's
So
time.
like Wyatt sent his tour manager as like my personal bodyguard.
Isn't that
Yeah.
great? You have
And-
like people you
got
can
people
talk
and like
to
some
about
like
it.
Yeah.
like I've got like my Tony V show coming up. I've got Matt Youngblood. He was like, I will be there from open to close. I will put someone in the dumpster if I touch
what
you.
day is that?
That does just hiding in the
He's just ready, and like so. There's a group of people that are watching out for me. But like I get to that show, I play that show. I'm nervous. I'm rattled. I had the weird thing come on with like the band that like came on. So like the whole night was feeling weird. And Robbie, Wyatt's tour manager, literally didn't leave me. Like I was like, oh, I'm gonna go get a drink. And he's like with me the entire time. Walks me to my car at the end of the night. He stays until my car pulls out. I'm feeling good. I go home and I get this message of like, it was so amazing to shake your hand. You smelt so good.
Oh, whoa.
And then it
Yeah.
said, I love your little black car. It was so nice of your to walk you home.
See, that's crazy.
And I was like, he was there. Whoa. And I touched him and he watched and I went to my car late. And
Yeah.
so like,
That was
this
good that-
this
that
is
was
a
good that you had
moment
that
where like
security.
I'm, I've been sitting at home and I'm like, is this worth it? Like I'm loving this moment. I'm making good art. I'm like meeting amazing people, and it's like 90% fans that are so supportive and excited and lovely, and I love talking to them. But like the overwhelm of the amount of like rape comments and
Yeah,
like
that's not
really
cool.
gross intensity, and now these like violent like stalkers where I'm actually scared. It's like that part I'm not
not super
not super
like,
enjoying. And then
yeah.
like playing shows, like I have a very specific type of costume that I wear at shows, and every single time there are hands on me.
You should just walk in with an AR or something.
Yeah, just like
I was talking with my family, like, is it time for me to start
Conceal
getting
carry.
conceal and carry?
it wouldn't
Yeah.
hurt.
Train
Honestly,
and
it
then-
wouldn't hurt. But
Oh,
even
it-
having that security, I think is
It is.
And like I
Great.
want to be able to afford to pay for security. I don't make enough at venues thanks to the fun and love with promoters.
Come on,
think
promoters.
Hey,
The
the
only
one-
money we make, I would spend on securities. Right now, I'm leaning on like really big, scary friends to like ensure
Yep.
that they're at my shows. But
If we're ever in town, we'll come down.
Oh, yeah.
I've had people who
At least bring a
try to
a
kiss me at
taser.
shows. They put their
Oh.
hands on my body. They like,
Jeez.
and I'm trying to be polite. Of like, like I want to hug everybody,
Oh,
but
yeah.
like. I'm starting to get to the point where I'm like hiding in green rooms after shows instead of
There's-
watching other people's
yeah.
sets, because the second I get off stage, I feel like I've been like dehumanized. I'm not a person anymore. I'm a shiny
Yeah.
sparkle thing. Everyone wants to touch the shiny sparkle
Sparkle thing.
thing, and it's taking the fun out of it a little bit. Yeah,
I
It's
think
been
at
weird.
I think at that point too, like it's like you already like you want to be in a relax. It's already stressful just putting a whole show together, unpacking, unloading, sound,
Yeah.
doing everything. God forbid running the merch table there and dealing with people that are coming up to you like that. But now it's like, okay, now we need security as an expense. I think venues also need to do better with.
Yeah.
There's like no security at half these venues now, like or at least it's
That's why I
not.
like Tony V's.
I love to.
I
we
love his
Tony
security
V.
guard there. He's
Yeah.
so nice to me. He like that. I'm playing there for the first time in April, and like
What day? You
April
plug
6th.
it in. Plug it
playing
in right
April
here.
6th with Avenue
Show
East
the
and Trip the
hands.
Wire. April
Right
6th.
here.
Come to my show. It's gonna be
April
amazing. No,
6th.
and like I've befriended his security guard, and he just like makes me happy, and I love him. So like
Shout
there's
out to Tony V's security.
Shout out Tony V's. You're keeping artists safe, and
Oh, yeah.
we appreciate.
We've had a great
that.
experience there. Like he's just a good guy, and he treats bands. He's kind of like one of the last venues where he's very just good to the bands because we had before. I don't know if you've ever heard of a place called Luigi's. This is a while ago.
So
Luigi's was
Luigi's.
that.
So sad it closed.
Yeah, so that was kind of the last
many years there,
stronghold
man.
that treated bands. It did the old school formula where it's like, hey, you're coming in.
Just like mafia family vibes almost. Like we're all a part of the family.
God, so we got cannolis, you know, come in the back, in the back, you know.
I'm gonna make you enough you can't
But
Stab
all
you
of
in the
them
neck
treat
with a
the bands.
soldering iron.
I would take that over like these venues where you walk in, the sound guy's an asshole, the venue owner is an asshole, just everyone being an asshole and treating you like absolute garbage. One, they're just like they'll be like, okay, guys, you guys get 10% of the door and we get 90, like type shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the?
That place is like everybody's friendly there.
Yeah.
The bartenders are friendly. The
Yeah.
chefs are friendly in the back. Even
the
the
best.
sound guy. Yeah,
Tony's a
No,
great
it's-
guy.
Yeah, it's great.
We've had nothing but good stuff with him.
Yeah, I'm super stoked. I've been looking forward to it. And we're playing again there on my birthday, so on June 15th. It's like female fronted night.
What?
So it's gonna be
Okay, we got to make.
it's gonna be a birthday bash. And
That's a birthday bash.
Hey, Ryan, you got to start a band.
We're gonna have to go to that April show because I got that on my
Another one.
calendar. I mean, dude.
We've been like pushing that as like our show of the season, like us making our Tony V's debut, and like
yeah.
I just want like the Seattle scene to like come out and like see what we can do. And I think there's a lot of curiosity about Hangfire, like because we like came on so fast and like
Absolutely.
who are these
Who are
people?
these people?
Yeah.
Well, and that's
Yeah.
you guys have built the hype very, very, very fast. Like I noticed you guys like there was like a couple months ago, and it was like, who is this? Because my biggest thing is like when I see like great production and great sound, like I'm because a lot of bands like what they tend to do is like the whole like I'm gonna record with a karaoke mic. And it just no disrespect. I know it's expensive to get good quality recording, but
Yeah.
when you have someone coming out right out the gate, everything looks professional, and it's kind of out of nowhere. Like, wait, who's this? Why is everything?
I brought Hangfire to you guys.
You
didn't I?
might have been
I
the
was
one
like,
that shared
"Hey,
it.
Yeah,
Did you
I
guys?
love
Did you
it.
guys hear this? Because I saw this.
Yeah,
and
I'm pretty sure that. However, it
Facebook
popped up,
knows me.
whatever it's popping up in my feed, so it's working. And
I'm
I
in
was
with
like,
Mark
yeah,
Zuckerberg.
I
Yeah.
feed the algorithm.
feed the algorithm.
The souls of all the men that me. That's what I feed the algorithm.
Hey, sacrifice the dick pics to
Write a
the.
song about that shit.
Yes, we do.
I think like 80% of Hangfire songs are about me sacrificing men in some way, shape, or form.
Oh,
Wow.
that's good to know.
Like, I mean, just listen to the lyrics of The Hunter and the music video. I'm just like covered in the blood of like.
I'm
gay
never going to
victims.
listen to the song the same way again.
Yeah.
I'm
Dick
ready.
pics in the
We
background.
have a siren song. It's about me luring men to their death. The songs are either about me like seducing men
Oh,
or
yeah,
murdering
like a-
them.
yeah,
it's
okay.
a vibe.
It's a vibe.
What do they call it? Succubus? Or-
See, I
Yeah,
write. I'm in
remember that
between
song.
like what we write about like party stuff, and then
Yeah, I don't
then-
have a good party song. I have a slutty song.
There you
You
go.
don't. You don't.
It doesn't have a name yet, but
So
I
does
call it my
Josh.
instruction manual.
You're in-
And I don't have it. Like every time I play it live, I'm like, it's not named yet. I'm just gonna call it my instruction manual.
My
I'm like,
instruction
take
manual.
notes.
Take notes, people.
It's very dirty. And like we played the Clark County Fair in Portland last year, and like we had only written enough songs to like fill the set. Like we were pushing to like have enough content for that show. And I'm like, it's the fair. There are little kids with balloons and like, something. And, like, this song
Little
is
Josh.
just,
Little
is
Josh.
just like
You're just-
raunchy, descriptive of all the things I want done to me and how I'd like them done to me.
Instructional.
And like, I usually have a lot of like hand gestures, so I'm like, I'm gonna stand very still. I'm not gonna like and I'm gonna mumble the words. I'm like, bite me.
Oh my
It was
God.
so uncomfortable. There's just like all these little old ladies in rows, like sitting, like.
But they're
watching
smiling,
me,
right? They're like,
and they're like,
"This
waiting,
is how
like,
you
this
should
isn't
be."
a country band. I thought we were saying a country band.
Gertrude, why
Where's
would you bring me
Luke
here?
Combs?
You should have a PG version of the song and change all the lyrics.
I need a PG set. My set is not for children at all.
And yeah, well, I mean, like a lot of our songs are about. Well, I mean,
Life.
A lot of this, yeah, it's about.
A lot of those about
it's
life.
About life.
I think Load Up is the closest.
Load up, yeah. You're like, we're getting.
Well, it's literally like. And here's the
Fucked
thing that's
up.
funny though is that we have a lot of families like surrounding like our group, and all the kids
And
know the
kids,
words.
the kids-
And so
Why
hearing.
put the words on the screen?
Oh,
It's your
dude!
fault.
Well, it's my fault. But
My son jams those songs.
Does he
dude,
say
all
like the-
oh no, I have a
I
video
want some
of him. He's in the
vodka, Jose,
bathroom,
little
and he's
Jack.
just like, so we load up.
Daddy, what's Hennessy?
it calms Daddy down when he's had a bad
They
day.
don't know what it means.
It's a cognac, son.
It's cough syrup, I swear.
Oh my!
When the words are, subtle, and
Yes.
you can it could be about a lot of things, right? But mine are not subtle in that particular song. It can't be about anything else.
Right.
But at the same time, though, it's nice to have those songs too because there's a lot of, people that want to listen to that.
Oh,
Like, for sure.
totally.
It's
Yeah.
it's a huge. I would say like so. Hailstorm, right, is kind of subtle
yeah.
with, but their songs are like it's sex rock.
It's right.
sexual
It's
rock.
right
love
in your
that
face.
band.
They're
have you
so
ever seen
good.
them
They
live?
Oh,
rip.
totally.
They're
They're
Have
incredible.
Rip.
you ever seen their drummer with the big drumsticks? Oh,
RJ?
my God.
Or whatever, it's RJ,
I
right?
love that, dude. He was like, I think you guys are good enough for the sticks. And he just like brought them out and they're like 3 feet long. He's just
Don't tell my drummer. He would love a gimmick
Dude,
like
oh
that.
my
Shannon,
He would
Shannon,
love-
get the sticks.
There's
Let's
not
go,
many
bro.
things that gets
Lord.
Dylan as excited.
That's
but
big drum.
big
Nothing's,
sticks.
nothing's better than a big long stick, dude. I mean, I can't get
No,
enough.
I fucking love their stuff, and
They
like,
rock.
and I like leaning into that energy. And again, like that's where I met with like, well, it's your fault if you sing about this and you wear a naked cat suit on stage. But like, I like celebrate. Like we shouldn't have to. Like we can be sexual beings.
Yeah.
We can be attractive. Like we can be all of these things and claim it powerfully. And
Yeah,
like
that's
I
life.
It's like the
enjoy
same
that.
thing. Like lead singer takes his shirt off and he's like, "What's up, ladies?" It's like same energy.
Like, I can't take my shirt off on stage. It's not fair. I mean, I could. But then
At Vegas,
probably get
Vegas,
banned.
might get super TikTok
well, that,
famous on
super
that.
TikTok famous.
I'm gonna
Super.
go full like Butcher Babies style. You know, just
There you go,
electrical
butcher
tape.
just electrical tape. Electrical tape.
We've been
Tassels,
kind of writing a
tassels.
song. Joe and I made a lot of it already, but Joe's an incredible lyricist. He really is. He's a crazy singer.
Very
So is
descriptive.
Raya. But it's like, how's the beginning of it go, Joe?
You're talking about the song I wrote for.
The Hennessy one?
The Hennessy.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
didn't
It's,
sing it.
it's kind of a.
Just you say the lyrics.
It goes. Last night I was high on the taste of your Hennessy.
I like that.
and
It's a very.
but it's like
It's sexy, yeah.
It's a sexy song, you
It's
know?
like the. It's gonna be the seductive.
Just
if there's
wait,
ever a
it's
seductive
coming.
song coming out that we do, it's gonna be that one. Because the rest
Yeah.
of the ones, like it's like I tend to write from a place of like, you know, life experiences
Yeah.
or certain things like
ex-girlfriends.
no, not so much. Not so. I used to write about love a lot. Actually, I'll send
Taylor
you
Swift
like
style.
Taylor Swift.
Everyone's mom.
I'll send you one of my else.
This song's for your mom.
MILF magnet.
It's MILF Magnet. We have a T-shirt coming out with my MILF Magnet. That's
dude,
I'm gonna
Oh,
put that
buddy,
on.
you're coming to the show. Is your mom coming?
I was like,
If you buy a shirt, you get a free
we
song.
always make that joke that like people that go to the merch table, like you know, it's like how do you sell like a dude name and have a dude wear your name on their shirt, you know? And it's like, well, you bring
It
your
works.
girlfriend, she ends up buying it for them, or you know, sometimes there was a lot of dudes that bought shirts this last Friday. That was cool.
the shirts are
that
dope.
was a really cool. I don't know. They're like, I like the demon one. That one looks cool. Like yeah,
That
I'm
was
in
my
the band. I
pajama
like
shirt
wearing.
last night.
I like
see,
wearing.
and that's and like,
Thank you.
It's super comfy.
check this out, guys. By the way,
that's
Hangfire's
Dude,
out with a
that
new
shit
shirt.
is
They're very
bad
soft.
fucking ass.
This
right
is
there.
really comfortable material. You guys did
Right?
great. Like, feel that. It's like
Nice.
It's so silky
it's
smooth.
so silky.
Feel that. It's
Yeah.
not the shirt. It's my bicep.
my
And I
clavicle.
feel that. By the way, that's all natural.
See these clavicles?
See these clavicle. Yeah, so we have fun. This has been awesome though. I love your like everything that you've come from, with the fact that especially like the one thing that really intrigues me, like coming from opera training and stuff. So I kind of have a background in kind of growing up as a choir boy, to a sense, like in the
Love
church
choir.
and stuff. Yep, I love choir. Woo! But I, when I was in high school, like I got into, you know, I was super into metal and rock growing up as a kid, and then I got into jazz band and jazz choir. Like,
I lived in jazz choir.
yeah, it was a fantastic place, right? So many things I experienced were like how to break. Jazz is breaking the rules. I thought that was
Yeah,
weird. It was
absolutely.
kind of weird going from rock
That's
to.
when I started singing too. Was jazz.
Yeah, and it's very like, okay, well, you're gonna play a solo. That's where I learned to play modally, which
Kind of
is
miss
fun.
doing jazz. Like I was in like a 15-piece big band swing jazz band for a while, and that was a blast.
Dude,
You know, sitting
Nice.
on top of a piano in a sparkle dress.
Sparkle
like,
dress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a whole thing.
that's kind of like what Hush
a vibe.
is, right? Hush is still stray
Yeah,
cat
it's
style.
got
I
some of
mean,
that. It's
I
kinda
like.
like dark pop, kind of sexy.
Yeah, it's like that.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that. Well, guys, we're going to take one more commercial break, come back, and we'll do our closing notes. Remember to like, subscribe, share, check out, Hangfire. And let's go over that song really quick chord cut. What was the new song that's coming out?
The Hangfire song.
Hangfire and the solo one. Both
So
of them.
Hangfire will have our last single dropping this summer called The Outlaw.
The Outlaw.
The Outlaw.
Check it
It's
out.
got like some good country undertones.
Perfect. And then the other one was, is it Hush?
Hush is dropping on the 28th of March.
I'm ready for that one.
Ooh, it's
My
coming
very
up.
That's gonna be dope.
first solo debut.
We're going to check that out, baby. All right. Welcome back to Canecast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, check out all the
Can I
things.
get a huh yeah?
Can I get a huh yeah? Let's actually
1, 2, 3.
three. Huh yeah! Plug that in, baby.
no.
All right.
Well, I got a question.
I got an answer.
So my question is, what are your vocal influences? And then also maybe start with what's something that you could never turn off? Like a song that comes on or an artist that comes on that you could absolutely never, it comes on the radio, you could never turn it down.
The Wiggles.
Or turn it off.
Or SpongeBob.
Yeah, obviously.
When he's in the
That's
arena.
my vocal influence, actually. You know.
Oh, man.
Yeah, when I heard Goofy Goober on the SpongeBob movie, that was
I-
That shit
that was
hits
my
the soul.
moment.
That shit
That's
hits
also
the
where I got
soul.
my stage look, from Patrick with like the tights and the heels.
I'm ready.
I love that. That's incredible.
Yeah, no, vocal influences. I think hands down, Shirley Manson of Garbage is like the reason I became a singer. Like what she was doing at the time, in the 90s, I was young, and it was a lot of bubblegum pop and all of these like really high pitch female vocalists. You've got your Mariah Careys and like these incredible pop gymnastics, and that was not my strong suit, my capabilities. I was an alto, and like here comes this woman with like this dark, low, like haunting tone, singing about being a misfit and like making that cool. And I just became obsessed. So I was like from third grade until forever, Garbage was 100% where I started learning, certain vocal techniques that I still like really lean into. And so like I will never turn off Garbage for sure. But like there's an album by Poe, like Poe as well. I got a lot of vocal influence from, and her album Haunted, which is like a concept album where she took all these recordings that she found from when her dad had passed. He had recorded everything, like little bits of answering machine messages, her as a little girl laughing, him telling stories. And she like tells the story of like grief through, it's like the most amazing album, just like sit down, start to finish. But I think I still listen to that entire album like weekly, and it's been like years and years and years. I can never turn it off. The second it comes on, it just like feels like home.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Like to have something that's like stuck with you that long too. Like I think all of us have that like kind of that comfort song
spark,
or
that first spark that you hear,
Yeah.
and it gives you those chills, and you go, I want to play.
I want to keep doing that.
Yeah, but like that 90s alt rock, movement of women that came up, like
Yeah.
that's my heart and soul. And I'm still learning about metal. Like I am brand new to the genre completely. And so like I tell Shredder, I'm like, you need to make me a playlist because all these people are naming obvious metal bands. I was like, I've never heard. I couldn't name a song. And he says, no. You're writing from a place of indifference, and like you're bringing weird things into the genre that like you might not do if you get overly familiar with it. So most of my metal influences are local bands that I play
Well,
with.
and you're doing incredible. The fact that you like haven't like I guess gone and dived into that genre as much as say someone else has, and the fact what you guys are creating is awesome. It definitely sticks out. It's unique. In the fact that like the biggest thing I look for is that the voice captures me. Like that's that's the first thing. Some people like guitars and drums. Like those are kind of the things that some people might initially get into. But I need a voice to bring me in. And you got that. You got that.
Thank you.
Which is it's incredible to see that. So I'm excited to see not only like how much farther Hangfire goes with that.
All the way, baby.
Yeah, all the way, baby.
All the way.
But
Josh
even
is
the
just
solo
jealous
stuff.
because he doesn't have that voice.
I'm very jealous. I don't have.
But he's got the hair.
Yes,
I have to buy mine.
yes.
I have to buy mine. His grows out of his head.
Yes,
It's
goes
not
out of my
fair.
head. I may not have the voice, but the hair.
And his clavicle.
And my clavicle.
So like our genre is mediocre.
I love that. I love. You know what? We're starting that. Actually, we always get compared. I love the Nickelback comparison because I love Nickelback.
Why do people give Nickelback so much shit?
They're so
I
good.
like it.
We all.
I like it.
Here's the thing.
We
I'm
all know
literally
every
the
song.
biggest
Like,
Nickelback
sorry.
advocate. I love them, and I will say that because I just don't give a shit. Whatever.
I think
I
it
love
became
them.
like
Say
a
it with your
fad to hate on them.
chest.
Say it
Yeah.
with your titty. No, their song. I love their songs. Everything. It's people are always gonna hate. You're gonna get people that don't like you in every aspect of this. Like
Oh, it doesn't matter what
So
you
much
play.
hate.
yeah.
Anything. It could be.
They'll be
anything.
like, I really hate that, and I'm like, cool.
You know, it's so easy to be negative.
Yeah.
It really
So
is.
easy.
And, you know, it's actually a lot easier to frown than it is to smile.
Yeah.
And
There's
I'm
a
trying to
lot-
bring some of that happy energy like into the genre. I mean, that's why I'm covered in sparkles and pink and like glitter.
Yeah.
And I'm like my persona. You know, I call it Slayer Swift. So like I'm bringing this like
That is so dope.
energy
Yes.
Wait, that.
to metal.
Can you-
that's the
Hashtag
genre.
Can we
Slayer Swift.
Slayer Swift?
That's my
Oh
vibe.
my
No,
God.
I literally pick her outfits, like her tour outfits, and I create similar versions with like spikes and shit.
Yeah.
So like you can see any one of my stage outfits, and then put a picture of Taylor Swift next to it. And
Right.
then, yeah, Slayer Swift.
That is
That's
I need
that is
t-shirts,
incredible.
t-shirts.
That's a good one right there. Yeah, Slayer Swift.
Yeah, I'm
Slayer
trying to bring like
Swift.
some fun and joy and like just something a little bit different. Because like how many metal shows have I been to where everybody's in black and like it's all like this, I gotta be a demon. It's like I have my demon moments, but I
Yeah.
also have ones where I'm like flitting around in like sparkle fringe. and,
Variety,
like,
variety.
You know, I'm doing whatever I want and like it's fun.
Well, and you're gonna stick out too, which is great because I think the biggest thing is being able to get people to like pay attention, if anything, because there's so many bands. Like, I mean, I'll go to a metal show, like you know, I'm guilty of this. I'll go to a metal show and I can't tell who the first band was from the fifth band because they're all doing the same exact thing.
Yeah.
And there's nothing
It's
really.
not that they're bad or
No,
or-
they're not.
or-
It's not even
or
that they're bad.
anything,
It's just
yeah.
it all
Very
blends
similar.
together, and that's because so many people were like, "Oh, I want to do what this band did." But if you're yourself, there's
Yeah,
nothing
and
more powerful than
I think
being
that's
you.
what makes us a little special. And some, you know, bands have reached out and they're like, "How are you doing this? Like, how are you getting these venues and all this traction so quickly? We've been at it for 5+ years."
that.
And I'm like, I like other. Have you tried having titties? Like that's.
Hey, Josh has tried.
Have you
Josh.
tried
God
a bit of
damn.
All right.
Titty City?
Guys,
No,
Titty City.
other than that, you know, like I'm trying to be really like different, and so that like I stand out.
Picture
Yeah.
Josh with a big fucking rack, dude.
Just,
we, like,
just
Photoshop
lactating
that
on
on
stage.
there?
Just
Okay, can I just hit chest day really hard for like the next 2 weeks?
No, it's a,
take some hormones, baby.
Tell you what,
What's that shit you inject and it just
I'm not
floats you
putting
off like
Syphenol in my
Aw.
titties. I'm not doing that, dude. No, get him the old fashioned
Just
way.
get a
just
get an
being
old fashioned
different.
brassiere.
Yeah, Brazil, what? Just gotta like push them together a little bit. It's fine. Push them together. Man, this has been fun. It's been great
Oh, it's
talking to
been
you.
great,
and
yeah.
this is I love.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
out.
absolutely. It's just cool to like talk to, like, especially other artists that are like coming up and coming into their own, and it's freaking
Yeah.
cool.
You know, I guess on that note, let's plug your shows.
Yeah, let's plug them right now. Go ahead.
Let's plug what you got going on.
List.
here.
Do
Right
we,
here,
like,
here's
put
the
the
list.
list?
I'll put the list right here, so we don't have to even talk that much. Right here's the list. Please go catch and Hangfire show. Like
You
you're
gotta
not-
see him.
You gotta see 'em.
Next show is April 6th at Tony V's, and it's gonna be pretty epic. And then like later on, we have a whole bunch of shows. But later on in the summer, we're gonna be opening for Liliac in Bremerton on August 3rd,
Nice.
Okay.
which is like our first time opening for like a national touring group. So
Awesome.
and it's my hometown, so super stoked.
Super
about
stoked.
Oh, you're
Well,
gonna have
a
all
hometown
the
moment.
fan bam there.
You have all the
Oh,
fan
yeah.
bam. I'm gonna try to
Hell
make
yeah.
that
I'm
one
like
too.
Bremerton famous,
Yeah,
so-
Bremerton famous. See,
you might know
yeah.
this place called.
You might know this.
Bremerton.
Dude, I'm like, I shouldn't be proud. I'm Federal Way famous, right? I don't know.
Federal Way.
If you don't want to be famous of
bro.
Federal Way.
That's why people.
No, I'm so Bremerton famous that the very first time I was recognized was when I was naked changing at the Y to go in the pool, and this lady was like, "You're that Hangfire girl," and I'm like,
Just
"I'm
like,
naked.
I'm
Can we
naked.
do this later?"
Yeah, can we do this later?
You should have been
naked
like,
and
could you tell?
And I was like shaking her hand with like my boobs out. It was a thing. But
Well, you.
it was my first
Dope.
recognized moment.
That's amazing, though.
Naked
That's
in the
cool. I
gym.
mean, that's got to be the. You got to do it. I don't know.
This is a YMCA.
Yeah.
The attendance. At
You
that
guys ready for
YMCA is
that
about to
first
go up.
moment when someone's like, "Oh my gosh, that's Dylan Bennett! Oh my
yeah.
gosh!" Like that.
God damn, you look so ugly.
Dang,
I thought you were ugly already. Like,
Damn,
but in
man.
person, you are just.
you're just juicy. I always just get literally like I love because me and Glenn kind of met for the first time like at the show, and he was just the nicest dude. He comes to me, he's like, "Dude, I've seen you everywhere for the last like 2 years, and now we finally get to meet. It's cool."
Yeah, I love Glenn.
Dude, Glenn's a badass, man.
That is the first time me and Glenn have ever talked in person.
Like,
because
really
I
hung
passed
out.
by him because I would go to Diablo Guitars for all my setups, and then he's in there. But it was always like very quick. I had to get something, get in and get out. But it was really cool, like talking with him.
He's gonna play my leading man in.
He's so handsome. I
in
love
my,
Glenn.
Get
music
out.
Video
No
for One
way.
of my solo songs.
Oh.
It's a love like piano ballad, and it's really it's a very
man.
sad story. But
So-
he's gonna
so-
play my leading man.
So Tawny gave.
You couldn't have
gave
picked a
Tawny,
better guy.
so Tawny was
Aw.
like, we were texting, and Glenn's like, I'd love to do it. And he's like, but Tanya says you're not allowed to kiss me. Is that okay? And I was like, she's called dibs. I understand.
Shout out Tawny.
I got you. I got you. It'll be fine.
See, no,
It'll
there's
be
a
fine.
professionalism to that goes in the scene. You know, this is like, and the same thing that like I'm sure Hollywood actors see. Like, you know, there's probably a bunch of red tape that happens before shoot like that.
No. For Load Up, Josh was like, I need a guy for this toilet scene.
I need a guy for this. Yeah,
And,
need a guy.
He's got to play drums.
He's gotta play drums on the toilet. He's gotta be
wear
okay
this
with it.
American flag shirt too with pit vipers.
He's
Got to be ready to shit.
He's
And
got to
I
be
was like,
ready.
Look, man,
America
I'm
needs
in.
you.
if we
Yeah.
don't kiss, then I'll do it.
I'll do it. And I said, okay, I guess we
Line
can't
drawn.
have the
We
kissing
kissed.
toilet scene.
We
Yeah, we
kissed.
kissed. We kissed. It was amazing
Dibs.
On the toilet.
on the toilet before COVID.
So we load up and touch
During
tips.
Oh my god! Well, this has been fun, guys. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for tuning in to Canecast. Like, subscribe, share.
I love that we end on toilet talk.
I hope we. This is the best that we ended on. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Tune in next time. Let's.
Oh, and by
let's
the
do
way,
this thing.
drum goo.
Drum goo.
Buy some.
Buy some. It's good for you.
Oh dear Lord. Hey, let me get some of that.
It's actually an expensive shampoo.
Okay, I quit the band.
With the bat. Peace out. Woo!
Good night. Woo!